We've got NBA basketball in store for you. We're live at the American Airlines Center. We're in Dallas, Texas, the home of the Mavericks. All live on 2K Sports. The Mavericks hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd. They've probably been looking forward to this part of the schedule for a long time. A lot of upcoming home games are slated for them here.
And, you know, Kevin, during this winning streak, what's been fun to watch is that everybody knows their role, and it's very clearly defined. Everybody knows exactly what his job is, and they're going out and they're doing it. And all the pieces have fit together perfectly.
There's not a more competent team in the NBA right now. Believe me, none of the guys on that team think this winning streak has happened by accident. They know it's taken hard work.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. The great trio in the front court, Rudy Gay, Zach Randolph, and Marc Gasol. Mike Conley and Tony Allen in the backcourt. And for the Mavericks, Dirk and Kaman, they're inside. Collison is out there with Mayo. And it's Richardson in at the 3 spot.
It's great to see the emergence of Mike Conley from Memphis. He's become a top-flight point guard in the NBA. He was the 4th pick in the draft back in 2007. And he's really living up to those high expectations now.
Here's Conley. Chris Kaman making his last shot. Conley up top. He's covered by Collison. Off his leg. And it's being called a kickball. And stolen by Richardson. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. Hammers it home. The polish off the break.
Costly mistake at the other end to set up that fast break. That's what you want to do after a turnover. Push the ball up the floor and strike quickly.
Dallas on defense. Yeah, Mike Conley just Clark steadily improving year after year.
Yeah, whether it's getting to the rim or becoming a better three-point shooter, excellent defensively, he just gets better and better.
Here's Gasol. Another shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Gasol's got his first basket.
And a really poor job boxing out there, guys. A momentary lapse in concentration, I think.
And the basket by Nowitzki.
Slick play right there. He's so resourceful with the ball in his hands.
Allen outside. Allen right side. And stolen by Mayo. Puts up a prayer. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And how they were able to battle back in the 4th quarter of that game, being down as much as they were, made it a really special win for them.
Well, I hope they enjoyed it because you're not going to get many wins like that. I mean, having to dig themselves out of the hole they got themselves into doesn't happen very often.
And that one's good.
Simply said, it's going to take a much better effort than that, son, on a shooter like him.
Back to Gay. Nice shot from 10 feet out. Gay's got his first bucket of the night. Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks winning their last game against the Kings in Sacramento.
Well, the thing that served them best in that game was their fantastic three-point shooting.
And the way they were rotating, moving the ball, getting it from side to side, getting open on the perimeter, boy, it was beautiful to watch.
Allen gets to Gasol, and the shot is good. Gasol's got his second bucket of the night. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, thank you. I was able to talk with Lionel Hollins for just a moment. Facing up against a crafty defensive ball club, he said their focus will remain the same as usual. Quote, teamwork first. We can't get up going 1-on-5. That's playing right into their hands. We've got to create for others and trust our teammates. That's how we'll win this game. Kevin, he sounds pretty confident.
Thanks for the report, Doris. Guys, what do you do to spread this defense out?
Well, I think you've got to come at them with a variety of offensive looks. Try to keep them guessing, keep the rotations a little bit off rhythm.
As usual, Steve, you're all over it. You've got to keep switching things up on them so they can't get settled into a defensive rhythm or groove. So give them something they don't expect.
Randolph gets the bucket.
He has such a great feel for how a missed shot is going to come off the rim. Really plays those angles well. That's exactly why he consistently beats defenders to the ball.
And the shot is good from Nowitzki.
You know, you look at Lionel Hollins, and I'm so impressed with the job he's done. I actually played for him way back in 1988. He was an assistant coach with the Phoenix Suns. That was my rookie season. And he is just a really good guy to play for. Worked hard, has a nice way about him. Kind of a player's coach. Really has a good relationship, a good feel for his player.
Here's Mayo after Rudy Gay's bucket. Open look. And another basket for Dallas.
Looked like the defense kind of backed off and then he took advantage.
Conley kicks to Gay. Gay gets a screen from Randolph. The drive by Gay. Tries from the block. And the Grizzlies check on two more. And this Grizzlies team up and coming in the West, certainly. You've got to give Coach Hollins, Steve, a lot of credit for their success.
Well, what he's done is he's given this team an identity and a style, and that's so important in this league. You know, what Memphis is, they're an inside-out team. They're tough, they're blue-collar, and they're going to defend every game, and that really comes from their coach.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Here is Bayless. 9 points last game out. It's stolen by Bobois. One-on-one here. The dish to Jones. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, something to look for with him is how persistent he is defensively. He loves going for the strip when guys are on the way up.
Steve, I really like the way he uses his hands. He's excellent in that regard. It's a risky play to try to go for the steal when the shooter is going up into the shot, but he finds a way to get away with it more times than not.
Crowder, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Mayo comes in for Cunningham. It's stolen by Bobois. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Dallas, no good that time either.
Now you had a defender draped all over. Not really the best shot there.
Well, not the shot you hope for when it's well contested like that.
Mavericks leading by 4. Gets it to go.
Man, a great start offensively.
Yeah, they've come out strong. I mean, really scoring and playing with confidence.
Conley dishes to Gay. He gathers. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Yeah, the fans not happy at all with that whistle.
And the fans, as you would expect, not allowing their feelings to be kept on mute. They didn't care for that one.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Brandon Wright's checked in for Crowder. And it's Collison in for Roddy Bobois. Barnes. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Now they've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Stephen, that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
Grand passes to Jones. Outside Collison. Nailed from three-point land. Collison's got his first 3 points of the game. Can't get it to go. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shot. Next. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
It was pretty impressive the way they moved the ball, made the extra pass, and found open shooters that whole quarter.
Yeah, it's been a complete team effort out there. Great to watch.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Matt Barnes is out there with Haddadi. Then it's Tony Roten. Then it's Selby. And it's Allen in at the small forward. Selby's shot is off.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And now the Grizzlies, fast break. Roten kicks to Selby. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Selby's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Grizzlies. Passes to Richardson. Latre. It's rebounded by Memphis. Barnes has got his third rebound tonight. It's game number 2 of the season against the Mavericks for them.
Yeah, remember that game? They went right down to the wire. It came down right to the end, but the bench points seemed to be the difference in that game.
Richardson dishes to Kaman. Back to Richardson. Nowitzki outside. On the wing, Jones. Clock at 6. Outside Collison. For three. Gets it to go. Collison's got 6 points. The bench play, Clark, really the difference in that.
I agree. Production from the bench was significant. When it comes like that, it's a gift.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Now here's Conley. Boy, he was something else against San Antonio. Gay drives in. The feed now to Bates. And he gets it to go from the corner. Bayless has got his first 2 points. Feeds to Brand. Back to Beaubois. Dishes it to Wallace. Shoots the three. Another three for Dallas.
That's 9 straight points coming off 3 3-pointers. The defense just getting shelled.
Steve, the threes are killing them. I think they've got to find a way to chase them off the three-point line.
Now here's Conley, averaging 13 points a contest. Puts it up. Beaubois pulls it in.
Guys, Mavericks coach Rick Carlisle is well respected as a strategist and an X's and O's guy. He's got tremendous command of the game. I was able to enjoy working with him when he was with the Pacers as the head coach. He's a guy night in and night out. He's going to put his team in the best position to win based on how he operates.
So it's the Grizzlies now, following the score by Dallas. They grab their own miss. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
And going back to Rick Carlisle, I think he's one of the best coaches in the league. Offensively, his teams run great stuff. They execute. They pay close attention to details. And then defensively, he really juggles his lineups and his zone defenses. He mixes in a matchup zone. So I think Rick Carlisle is one of the best.
Oh, man, that was unreal. Mark it up. All business there, not messing around one bit. Flushed it right with one hand.
He never does, Clark. He never does.
Well, that's kind of his trademark, those slams like that one.
And that replay sponsored by Sprite, giving us a great look at that one. Conley with it, picked up by Collison. Barnes up top. Conley left side. Randolph passes to Conley. Over Collison. And again, Memphis no good.
Now, he thought he could knock that one down, but the defense was really all over him.
Cunningham. Another three for Dallas.
They're hovering around 50% for the game in three-pointers. That's pretty good. But they've really elevated here in the second quarter.
Conley against Collison. 1:52 left to play here in the half. Conley kicks to Ellington. Over Cunningham. They get the rebound. Here's Randolph, and he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Over the last month, let's see how the Mavericks fared in the NBA rankings. First in shooting percentage. First in three-point field goal percentage. And they're also ranked number 1 in taking care of the ball. Not many turnovers. They value possessions like no other.
And the shooting is really what stands out to me. This is a team that does such a good job of finding open looks. They're unselfish. They work offensively to create good shots. And when they do that and they're on their game, they're tough to beat.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Chris Kaman has checked in for Wallace. Nowitzki comes in for Brandon Wright. And it's Richardson in for Dante Jones. Well, some very valuable players right here. Big men who can create turnovers for their teammates inside. These are the power forwards and centers with the most assists in the past month. Second is Chris Kaman.
Well, it takes tremendous feel for the game to be able to make the passes these big guys are capable of making out of that low post area.
Absolutely, Steve. I mean, these fellas play in the high traffic area on the court, so the passing lanes for them are a lot tighter than they are out on the perimeter. Not nearly as much room.
The Grizzlies trail by 14. Roten dishes to Randolph. Buries the jumper to finish the break. Randolph's got 4 this quarter. 1:02 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Cunningham.
High and down hard. That's why you use it, brother. Up and away. He was in the clouds on that one, folks.
Elevation, gentlemen. That's what we just witnessed.
Man, can he get up there or what? Boy, that happened fast. Just the immediate bucket off the steal.
Well, one of the things they have is the ability to score quickly after a turnover.
Allen outside. Into Zach Randolph. Over Richardson. And Randolph with the basket on the assist by Allen. And it's 8 points for Zach Randolph.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Poked away. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break to the paint. Cunningham defended by Allen. From deep, Richardson. Allen with the rebound.
So far, he hasn't made much of a contribution at the offensive end.
Roten, the pass to Selby. 4 seconds left. Good. Selby's got 4 points in the quarter.
If he gets a glimpse of an opening, he's going to take it right to the rim.
Up in time. No good on that last second attempt there. And that does it for the first half of play. Mavericks lead by 14. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Let's get into the first half breakdown. We're starting to get into the thick of the NBA season. The Mavericks are making it look easy so far. They're actually looking to push their current winning streak to 5. Dirk certainly playing well so far. He's got 9 points, and he's also contributed on the glass. And there's no quitting the Grizzlies. They came to win. Great energy and aggression offensively, making...
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. It's been quite a game for Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, we know he can score, so it's not really a huge shock to see him put up these kind of big numbers.
And I would think that he most likely will continue to carry on this kind of play into the fourth.
Dirk and Kaman, they're inside. Mayo out there with Collison. And it's Richardson. And at the 3, the small forward. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Kicks it to Kaman. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got 4 assists now tonight.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
The Grizzlies had made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight. That free throw good from Allen.
Well, when you talk about Tony Allen, you know, he can be such an erratic offensive player. In fact, back in Boston when he was with the Celtics, a lot of people called him trick or treat because you never knew who was going to show up on a given night. But he's really become an important player on this Grizzlies roster.
That's a defensive let-up right there. I mean, they've got to close down on him quicker when he's in three-point range.
Conley with it, picked up by Collison. Took him no time at all on that one. And it's 6 points for Marc Gasol.
Soft defense right there. Way too soft. You know, and getting back to Tony Allen, guys, I mean, his aggressive physical style has really become a part of the team's identity. They call it grit and grind. I love that. His emergence has really coincided with this team's rise in the Western Conference's pecking order.
And stolen by Mayo. And now here's Mayo, the fast break opportunity. And finished off by Collison.
At his size, he can really finish at the rim.
Yeah, and not just layups, as you just saw, folks. Wow.
Unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, able to throw it down with ease.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
On defense, Dallas. Conley kicks to Gasol. Randolph, a screen on Kaman. Here's Gasol, and another basket for Memphis.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
Shooting at a high percentage. All teams aim to do that. Let's see the league's best. The Mavericks fourth.
Oh, they're so patient at the offensive end. They don't take bad shots. They really look to move the ball and find the best shot they can every possession.
The Grizzlies trail by 13. Conley with it, and Kamen picks him up defensively. That one goes. Count it.
Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
Nowitzki for 3. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Another open look from outside. The defense is really struggling to close out on the shooters.
Yeah, making them pay, doing it from long range.
Backing down is Gay. The shot is off, and the Mavericks going the other way now. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them.
Should be a good one for the Timberwolves today. I'm anxious to see what ends up happening there.
Hangs in the air. Randolph can't hit. Mavericks leading by 14. Pass to Collison. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Richardson for 3. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got 6 assists now in the game. The Grizzlies have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Conley kicks to Randolph. Back to Conley. Gay outside. Allen outside. Gasol. Puts up the baby hook. And that one's good. Gasol's got 10 points.
Well, he's been scoring pretty well on just a few attempts. It might help them out if he was a bit more assertive.
Gay against Richardson. Nowitzki outside. Fires from deep. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. And that's 15 points for Nowitzki. Knocked loose. Now here's Collison, the fast break opportunity. Lobs it up there. Here's Conley. And the pass again. Randolph. Ring shot on the way. And O.J. Mayo pulls it down.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Richardson dishes to Mayo. Over Allen. And there's O.J. Mayo on the assist by Richardson. 5 points in the game. And then Gay with the dunk.
Boy, I tell you what, the D was way too soft right there, like Jello. You got to do better than that.
Clark, he's not the kind of guy you want to get in the way of.
No, exactly. He's a hard man to stop coming down the lane, but you've got to have good position before the play starts.
Here's Richardson. The offensive rebound. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Here's Conley. Here's Gasol. Chris Kaman pulls it in. Kaman's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Richardson the pass to Nowitzki.
Well, you look at Nowitzki, guys. Dirk Nowitzki is a steady presence offensively, a real force at that end of the floor. And for defense and trying to deal with him, you can try whatever you want to, but he's going to find the way to get off his shots. He's 7 feet tall, has tremendous range, and really crafty in knowing how to position himself for opportunity.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Elton Brand's checked in for Kaman. Jones comes in for Jason Richardson. Cunningham, he's checked in for O.J. Mayo. And it's Bobo in for Darren Collison. Here's Pondexter, and the basket good. Pondexter's got his first points of the night.
Well, Dirk is one of the few players in the league who's really capable of carrying an offense on his own. He's so talented, so skilled. He can score inside and out. Of course, has his biggest performances in the biggest games. Dirk Nowitzki, one of the all-time greats. There's no question about it.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
Another open look, hits bottom from outside.
Yep, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc.
Here is Bayless. He's covered by Bobois. Now Bayless, averaging 8 points a game. Here's Ellington. Good D by Bobois. Here's Nowitzki. Jones gets to Brand. And that one's good.
Man, offensive execution has been the story here. Just playing beautiful basketball.
And guys, you can see it in their advantage in field goal percentage. I mean, you get high quality shots, you're usually going to shoot well. They're playing outstanding.
The three-quarter.
On tap next Monday.
As the fourth quarter gets going, let's swing it over to Doris Burke to find out who's had the Sprite uncontainable game. Doris?
Kevin, our uncontainable game in this one, the stretch by the Mavericks. With every trip down the floor, they find a different way to put points on the board and extend this lead. This looks like a team finding their stride on both ends of the floor.
Thanks, Doris. And guys, when you can put together that sort of streak that builds the momentum in a big way for your team, it's something.
Always, Kevin. I mean, it's impossible for a stretch like that not to influence the outcome of a game.
You know, when you're on the wrong side of a run like that, there's not a whole lot you can do. We'll see soon enough if that's indeed what makes the difference today.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Rudy Gay, Zach Randolph, and Marc Gasol, the front court. Conley out there with Jared Bayless.
This is a very interesting area, the topic of sleep science. We've talked about it before, and as the studies continue, the results just get more and more compelling. Researchers now say that athletes should get 9 to 10 hours of sleep a day. They say it improves reaction time, cognitive function, and releases natural growth hormones to improve recovery. So sleep in, young fellas, sleep in.
Roddy Beaubois is checked in for Dallas. The floater, here's right, and stolen by Barnes. And here we go, fast break. Selby's got it. Cranes the jumper to finish the break. The Mavericks shooting around 60% on the night. Amazing work offensively so far. When you talk about the need for good sleep, a study showed that Stanford players who got adequate sleep shot 9 percentage points better from three-point range and from the free throw line. Steve, Clark, I'm looking at you guys. You could have had monster numbers.
Hey, I tried to tell my wife all those years when we were raising young kids, honey, I need 9 to 10 hours of sleep tonight. You've got to be the one to get up and feed them.
He feeds it to Barnes from outside the arc. That's good.
I mean, he loves operating in that kind of space.
Mavericks leading by 22. It's Jones on the wing. Wallace outside. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
This is a very steady performance offensively for him.
The Grizzlies have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. And the call will be against Dante Jones. That is his first foul of the game. Elton Brand's checked in for the Mavericks. Cunningham comes in for Dante Jones. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Memphis. Timeout called the Grizzlies.
You know, it's kind of fun to look at some of the studies that come out of the sabermetrics community, these numbers crunchers. They've got their place. One of the recent ones studied player types and positions. One finding was that versatile small forwards who can shoot the three-pointer are tremendously valuable as far as wins added to the total.
Here's Cunningham. It's rebounded by Memphis. Selby dishes to Pondexter. Memphis moving that ball around. Here's Selby. He's covered by Beaubois. Shot clock at 5. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Barnes can't get it to go. Clarkie has talked about that study, and the value of the versatile three-point shooting small forward, for instance. There are not a lot of those, Steve, and that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's changed the game, really, Kevin, when you think about it. And guys like Paul Pierce, Kevin Durant, Rudy Gay, and Gallinari. Because one thing coaches are doing is moving those 3 men and playing them as small forwards. So you put those guys at the power forward spot. You're shooting threes out there. It just really opens up the floor, and it changes the game dramatically.
Selby kicks to Pondexter. Stolen by Brand. Pass to Crowder. He kicks it to Cunningham.
Well, no question. Playing in front of these big crowds brings a lot of pressure as well as excitement. A recent study found that for home players in clutch situations, they tended to excel in effort tasks like offensive rebounding, but struggled in the focus tasks like shooting free throws. Very interesting.
Well, he earned that one. Took the hit and still found a way to knock it down.
Yeah, fantastic body control. And the will to get it done. You like that focus.
Jared Bayless has checked in for Memphis. Clark, going back to that study, I guess players on the away team didn't have that same struggle shooting free throws in the clutch. Did you notice that too, Steve?
Yeah, I think it's easier to shoot free throws on the road because the crowd is against you. Whereas at home, if you miss, you hear the crowd gasp and they're so disappointed, and you feel that disappointment. So as a result, you feel more pressure. It's kind of an ironic twist, but I think it's definitely the case.
Releases from 15. The Grizzlies with another miss. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Cunningham. The Grizzlies pull it in.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
Here's Pondexter. That's good, and so Bayless with the assist. Pondexter's got 5 points now this quarter. Right side. Over Barnes, and it's Wright missing.
Well contested shot there.
And that's the key defensively. You got to make them work for it. Challenge every shot.
That drops.
Boy, every time they drop it in, they do so from close range. Easy baskets.
Yeah, high percentage.
Oh, look out.
And you really don't want to give up too many dunks like that. One is too many.
Oh, yeah, no, certainly you're right. That's making it way too easy for sure.
Yeah, major breakdown defensively. They've got to tighten things up here.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Sprite. Good stuff. Selby passes to Barnes. He dishes it to Haddadi. Crowder pulls it in.
That's not his shot there, guys. And whether you play D on him or not, he's usually going to miss that one.
Offensive rebound. Here's Brand. Gets it to go.
Carving them up inside there, Kevin. I mean, the defense has been vulnerable in there.
Yeah, that's 3 straight field goals in the paint area. That's really good offense.
And Bayless kicks to Selby. Inside. Here's Haddadi. Rebound by Elton Brand. Brand's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Cunningham. Offensive rebound. Beaubois. The dish to Wright. Over Barnes. Passes it to Cunningham. The 3. 54 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
Not much drama left in this one, guys.
No, it hasn't quite exactly been a nail-biter. I mean, it's going to be a great win for them, though.
Here's Bayless. Drops in the tray.
Incredible. Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Let's keep this thing going, guys. I love seeing a 3-point battle like this.
Doesn't look like they're going to take it easy on them down the stretch.
It certainly doesn't look like it. I mean, they're still aggressively attacking the basket and putting up points.
Beaubois pulls it in. Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin and Steve. I mean, everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
It makes it so much tougher to defend, too, when you have to account for all 5 offensive players, and the ball just moves so quickly. Tough to defend that. Yeah, looks like this one's out of reach.
Yep, just a matter of the clock running out now.
Off target from the baseline. Here is Cunningham. Expanding his range. Can't get it to go. Here's Selby. It's off. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long and thanks for joining us as we leave you with the Jordan Player of the Game.